Hello, hello, hello. This is the Angels in Politics broadcast, and remember, you are the news. You have always been the news. Don't you love being the news? You're the center of our attention. Um, so, no pressure, of course. You're only the news. We can't keep our eyes off of you, and we're tuned in every single day. Welcome to this beautiful afternoon slash evening. As you can tell, it's very bright. The birds are chirping. I like to do these videos whilst I stand in the grass with my feet in the grass so I can actually feel the earth and become a bit more grounded. I'm next to the flowers, and even though some are going through that process of transforming and coming back to life, you still see color and you still see nourishment. Um, Shouts out to the people, of course. Shouts out to those people. And yeah, yeah, it's a wonderful day. Earlier, of course, we had this storm, hurricane. I don't know what the name is. I thought it was Isaiah, but it's not Isaiah. It's like Isaias. Um, I guess they're adding a bit more of these ethnic names. Maybe shout out to the uh, Latino community. So, yeah, yeah. Um, Today, or actually just now, I woke up from a nap, and the importance of having rest throughout the day is important. Somebody's like, "Yo, Gabe, how in the world are you taking naps? You're not working. you're you're not making any money. You're not making any moves. Like, what could you be tired from? Only if you knew, brother. Only if you knew." Um, I'm getting myself prepared for the next move, and I'm making sure that my next move is the best move, and that's where I'm at with it. So, and I'm doing the internal work, the intrinsic uh, cultivation, development, and that takes its toll, and the body needs to recharge. Now, albeit, I'll admit, maybe you should stick to like these shorter naps. My naps can be long. I set my alarm for like under a 30-minute nap, and then I end up hitting the alarm and going back to sleep. Um, but I really need that. For some reason, I just need that. Um, but I woke up with this on my heart, and I wanted to get outside and feel the elements, feel that solar energy, and allow it to flow through me. But there is a word that came to me that I kind of was meditating on this morning, or I prayed upon, and it was humility. And I think that word or that trait is not only is it taken for granted, I don't think it's stressed enough how valuable and how powerful that term is, and not just the terminology, but the action of being humble, uh, the humility in one's life, um, lowering yourself, your ego, your intellect, your mind, detaching yourself from the ego, the mind, your intellect, your intelligence, so you can fully be congruent, and you can fully parallel yourself to the universe, to God, to what God has bestowed upon you, what He has bequeathed to you, what He has given to you, what He has procured for you, how being able to fully receive the gifts of God, and being fully present in nature and the universal laws of nature and the universal order of nature, and it is all created by the same hand. And I think for me, the reason why I wanted to stress that or to articulate that is because for people who might know me or have known me in the past, they may have called me a lot of things, um, as far as adjectives. They might use other colorful terms, but humble, humble probably wasn't what they would use to describe me in the past. Um, and fair enough. I think came across, or even to a point may still come across, as very sure of myself, confident, assertive, uh, having one of those outspoken and dominating or domineering or predominantly uh, having those that personality that comes across as maybe eyes on me. And for a lot of people, and for just to be true with myself, I do like attention. I do like to be well received by people. I do fancy the femininity and the energy from women. I have always been indifferent towards how guys kind of see me, but because of that, and because I tend to do my own thing, guys have received me well in my world. As far as from a distance, I can't speak to it, but on human to human, man to man, or woman to man interactions, I've been fairly well received. But humility has been something that I've had to work on, because my mother and my parents and people who are around me will tell me that, Gabe, you may not see how you are in accordance to, the social landscape and these and the dynamics of socializing yourself, but you can be kind of forward or forthcoming or forthright, and it can be seen as um, loving to some, endearing to others, enamoring to others, but it can also be seen as off-putting. It can also come across as that tall poppy syndrome. It can also come across as uh, braggadocious or ostentatious, or just like, hey, look at me because I think I'm dope shit. And during this time of resting, of course, but like being at home and reprogramming, recalibrating, unlearning old habits and learning new habits, and bettering myself and improving myself, I have taken, I have uh, assessed that trait within myself, and I have been a bit more self-aware, and it's not due to my own intelligence, but due to listening and paying attention and just having these thoughts come up through meditation and prayer, that I would be nothing without God. I would be nothing without what God has blessed me with, as far as my situation. My situation being my parents, my friends, my loved ones, my colleagues, my quote unquote intelligence is not derived from me. It's not rooted in me. My intellect does not come from me. My ways of communicating does not come from me. None of this comes from me. It is all an extension of the supreme being, the omnipotent, the all-knowing, the omniscient, the all-powerful. And truth be told, I think that is something that really resonates with me, and it just puts things into perspective. Anytime somebody might say, oh, I like what you're doing, or you might look nice, or, and they don't say that often, of course, but like, this is kind of cool, or, and it makes you feel good. As a guy, you like hearing those things. As a woman, you like hearing those things. Everybody likes to be complimented, but being aware that they're complimenting the surface, and deep within you, or just inside of you, is not the surface. You are a creation of God. You are an extension of God. You are an extension. You are a puzzle piece. You are an integral piece to the universe, and to the universal puzzle, to the universal landscape, to the order of the universe. And your importance is just as important as the next man, as the next woman, as your neighbor, as that person across the street who doesn't share your political purview, the same guy or gal who you don't necessarily share the same economic or spiritual or religious or fundamental principles with. And it's the truth. So just being aware of that. I thank you for listening to this, and I plan on continuing to improve myself. So remaining humble, knowing that it all comes from God, all the gifts, everything that is good, or maybe that I think that's not so good, it is all here because it's the way that it's supposed to be, and being able to discern where to give your credit, and all credit goes to God. Everything goes to God, and through Him, He will operate through me, and I'll just continue to move forward. Thank you. Namaste and namaskar.